What's happening YouTube? It's Sean here, back today to give you guys my much anticipated review of the Ben & Jerry's collaboration with Nike on the SB Dunk Low Pro Quick Strike in the Chunky Dunky colorway. This pair, being one of the most hyped shoes in the entire year, dropped on May 26th for $100 US or $135 here in Canada. The nickname of this sneaker, Chunky Dunky, is a play on Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor, Chunky Monkey. I gotta say, that was a pretty genius take by Nike or Ben & Jerry's, whoever made that up. Kudos to them. Obviously, this being a very limited release, the resale price on this shoe has shot upwards of over 2,000 Canadian dollars. Safe to say the hype for the Nike Dunk is back and as strong as ever. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the shoe and I'll give you guys a closer look. So this is your SB Dunk Low Pro silhouette. So the base layer, which you can see on the toe box, this is constructed using this light blue colored leather. As with all your dunks, we have these perforations found throughout the toe box. And then wrapping around the outer edge of the toe box, we have this faux cowhide material, which of course ties into the cows that are evident in Ben & Jerry's packaging. Moving downwards on the mid panel of both sides of the shoe, the leather here is colored in green and blue, which represents the fields and the sky that are found on Ben & Jerry's ice cream packaging. And then stitched on top, probably my favorite part about this sneaker, we have this yellow Nike swoosh, but we have this overhang of leather on the bottom that makes it look like it's dripping ice cream. Moving downwards, we have more of that cowhide. And then as we loop onto the back of the shoe, the leather here has this cloud print along with white stitching that outlines the clouds. At the very top, we have black leather and the word Nike embroidered in yellow in this Ben & Jerry font style. For the laces, these come with your standard oval shaped white laces, but Nike gives you two extra lace options, so there's a green lace and a yellow lace if you want to give the shoe some additional pop and color. I personally prefer the look of the white laces. I think it kind of tones it down a bit. But I've also seen people wear these with the green laces and the yellow laces, and honestly, all three colors really work. Underneath the laces, we have your signature padded tongue, which is also lined in that faux cowhide at the very top. Stitched at the very top of the tongue, we have a black nylon tag, which has Nike SB and Chunky Dunky branding on it, done in yellow. I gotta say though, while this tongue is padded, it was noticeably a bit thinner than other Nike SB tongues. I'm not sure if that was intentional and by design, or if it was just limited to my pair. So the interior of these dunks is done in this multicolor tie-dye finish. Being a Dunk Low Pro model, we have additional padding around the back Achilles area for cushioning. And then on the interior of the tongue, this is also done in this rainbow fashion. And we have an additional tag which has Ben & Jerry's branding on it. Taking out the insoles, so that tie-dye pattern is seen on the insole as well. And we have Ben & Jerry's Nike SB branding stamped on the heel in white. On the flip side of the insole, of course, we have a Nike Zoom Air unit for cushioning, and this is standard across any Nike SB dunk. So the upper of these Ben & Jerry dunks sit atop this all white colored midsole, and then as I flip the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your classic Dunk Low Pro outsole. So this is entirely done in this green colored rubber, which ties into the look of the grass or the fields that was seen on the quarter panel. We have the circular traction pattern found on the forefoot, and we have this exposed foam in the middle, which is done in this lighter green, and we have Nike SB branding on it. In terms of sizing, these pretty much feel like any of my other SB dunks, with the exception of the thinner tongue. So overall, I personally prefer going up a half size to a 10.5, but true to size could work for this model if you don't mind a snug fit. But if you want a bit more room in the toe box, or if you have really wide feet, then I'd probably recommend going up a half size. From a comfort standpoint, so not much needs to be said here. This feels like any of your other recent SB dunks, so it's pretty firm on feet. There's not much from a step-in comfort standpoint, despite the fact that there is Zoom Air on the insole. And overall, it's just a very stable, very low to the ground shoe that's gonna be just okay for everyday casual use. Finally, I did want to talk about the quality of this shoe, and I'm gonna be completely straight up with you guys. Despite the fact that this shoe is reselling for 2,000 plus Canadian dollars, the quality on this shoe is nowhere even near worth the price that people are paying. First off, the leather they used felt very thin, and despite it being thin, it sort of had like that plastic or stiff feel to it, which I didn't like. In addition to that, my pair had a bunch of glue stains, which I manually had to take off using acetone. And then as you can see on my pair, on the left foot on the medial side, there's this stiff ripple on the leather in this green part right here, which again is fine considering that the retail price on this shoe is 100 US or 135 Canadian. But if you guys are looking to pay resale prices on these, just know that the quality on this shoe isn't the best. With all that being said, now let's lace up these Chunky Dunky SB Dunks and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. So the reality is this shoe is reselling for some insane amounts of money. To me, is this one of the shoes of the year? Let's just say it's definitely not in my top 5 at all. As far as SB Dunk goes, I still have Strangeloves as my number 1. And while I like the look of this shoe, it has a very fun, very playful vibe to it. It's a bit of a harder shoe to rock. And the quality, especially when you compare it to, for example, the Travis Dunks or the Strangelove Dunks, this one is by far the worst. Still, if you did manage to grab these for retail, it's a very good collection piece. And for me, I'm definitely gonna rock these, but of course it's much more of a special occasion sort of pair and not a shoe that you'll see me wear too often. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about these Chunky Dunky Ben & Jerry Nike SB Dunks. How do you guys feel about the look of this shoe, and what are your thoughts on the crazy resale prices that these are fetching for? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at esco8. Check out my Twitter at sean.go and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.